You asked for questions 2, 4, 7, 6, 9, and 10. So 6, 9, and 10 I already did for somebody else, so I'm just going to post that into your email. But I'm going to go through 2, 4, and 7 with you individually. So the first thing you said, number 2, we have this expression 2x times y all raised to the fifth. Now because those parentheses are there, it means every single thing there is being raised to the fifth power. And I can either expand this all out and do, I could do it like this, 2xy times, you know what, I'm just gonna, because we're on the computer, I don't have to type that out. I can do 2xy times, actually I should highlight that whole thing and then I don't have to highlight anything. This means I have 5 of them. So 2xy times 2xy times 2xy times 2xy times 2xy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. And then I can expand that by saying 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 and x times x times x times x times x, which gives you 5 x's and 5 y's. Or you can think of it as bringing in this, I'm going to do a caret here just because it's fast. Sorry, it's not in the exponential form. But this is being raised to the 5. Another way of thinking about it is bringing it into every single term, well, not term, variable in here. So I end up with 2 being raised to the 5, x being raised, times, I should put that in here, times x being raised to the 5, and y also being raised to the 5. There we go. And then on the bottom I have x squared. You know what? Maybe I'm gonna do something that'll make it, I think, a little easier. Get this to come over here and I'm gonna insert, sorry, my computer is being really slow. I'm gonna insert an equation. Okay, that way we can see the exponents and the fractions and stuff. So up here, I'm going to give us an exponent. There we go. So here I ended up with 2 being raised to the 5, and then I have another one of x being raised to the 5. I hope we're okay to this point. And then again, y being raised to the 5. Y being raised to the 5, and this is all over x being raised to the 2, x squared. Okay, so now I have 5 x's on top and 2 x's on the bottom. That means some of those x's will cancel. If I have x divided by x, x divided by x is 1, so they cancel each other out. Because I have 5 up here and 2 down here, 2 of them will cancel, and that leaves me with, you know what? Yeah, let's just do an equal sign here. Equals inside equals, and then because 2 of those will cancel out, I'm left with 2 x's on the top. So I'm just going to copy and paste this over here because that's the fast way. So I have 2 x's up here, or 3 x's left, and nothing else cancels. Another way of thinking about it is the top exponent minus the bottom exponent. I see they gave that to you in the answer. So that just means that 5 subtract 2 because 2 of them are going to cancel out. I think that is sufficient for this one. I prefer how you actually wrote out your answer versus what they did because I think it should have been, this isn't completely simplified in my opinion. So I like that. Okay, so the next question is number 4. Number 4 is plot the pairs 2, 5, 1, 4, negative 1, 8 on the coordinate plane pictured below. Which of the following function goes through these points? And then I'm guessing it gave you a couple of options. So let's pull it up here. So the points 2, 5, that means I need to go in the x direction first, over 2, and then up 5, plot it here, and then over 1 and up 4. Sorry, my little almost 1-year-old is just frustrated with toys. And then negative 1, 8, oops, is right here, and that tells me it's a quadratic. So I know it's not going to be this middle one, so it's either going to be here or here. A quadratic, you know, is the x being raised to the 2. This one right here, if the x is being raised to a 1, sorry, he was sleepy, so we had to take a break for a second. All right, so the second one we know is a linear function because it's just x being raised to the first power. If it were an exponential, that means that the variable x is in the exponent. So that's one way to differentiate between the three different options. So I know it's either the first or the third. So I have a couple of different options to go through. I can find just some random points, I can find the vertex, and just see what matches best since this is multiple choice. My personal favorite is just to plug in 0 for x to give me the y-intercept because it is super fast. That means I look at, if it's 0 for x, everything, all the terms are 0 except the very last number. So this is 0, these are 0. So it's either going to pass through at 4 or at 5. It passes through 5, so that tells me it's this one. If you're not comfortable with that, if you'd like to do some others, you could plug in a 1. 1 squared here is 1. 1 plus 4 is 5. The point 1, 5 is not on the graph shown. If I plug in 1 here, I get 1. If I plug in 1 here, I get minus 2. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 plus 5 is 4. 1, 4 is on the graph. So that one matches. I hope that was sufficient for this one. Whoops. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Number 7. 6, 7, there we go. Okay, so draw the graph of the following quadratic function. I'm going to see what we started out with. Okay, so it's just drawing it. So again, we could find just a couple of points. You can find the vertex. Again, my very favorite is just to plug in 0 for x, and I know that it's going to cross through here at 0. Everything else is 0 in there except for the 5. All the terms will cancel out because it's just 0. So I know it's going to cross through there. Another option, I can just plug in a 1 because that's small and easy. I could find the vertex. So let's just plug in a 1 just because 1 squared is 1 times 3 is 3. 1 times negative 6 is negative 6. So 3 minus 6 is negative 3 plus 5 is 2. So I am at 1 and 2. There we go. I could probably find some more. Do not try to find the x-intercepts because that takes the quadratic formula and we're not doing that in this class. So another option is to find the vertex. Apparently we already did, but we could go ahead and do that anyway. The vertex is negative b over 2a. So let's bring this up here. So negative b is this second one, the one with just the x. If I go, so standard form has x squared, or x to the second, x to the first, no, x, or x to the 0. So they go in descending order of the x exponents. So a with the x squared, b is with the x, and c has no x value. So it's going to be negative b, because it's already negative 6, that makes a positive 6. And then divided by 2a, 2 times 3 is 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. So I just realized that this should be facing up because a is positive. I'm not sure why it automatically went down. So I'm guessing it wants you to do the vertex first and then another point. So I apologize. When doing this by hand, you aren't just going to automatically get it in there. So in Maple, apparently I need to do the, let's see, can I trash that? Delete this guy. Okay, so I need to do the vertex first. I'm sorry, I didn't know that Maple was going to be that particular. In fact, drawing it by hand, you need to have 3 points. Okay, so we're going to put in 1. So this is the x value of the vertex, 1. So then to find the rest, which we already did, was plugging in 1 for x, and we got 4. So I know the vertex is 1, 4. So apparently we need to put that in here first. Oh, wait, it wasn't 4. I just deleted everything. We got 3 minus 6 is -3, plus 5 is 2, right? -3 plus 5, 1, 2. So vertex first, plug it in, and then up here. There we go. Okay, so I apologize. It just did that automatically for us. And so vertex first now that we know on Maple TA. Okay, I think that was the last one, right? Yep, number 7. I gave you a video already for 6, 9, and 10. If you have any questions, go ahead and email me. I hope that was helpful.